Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, today is the first week of November, and I'm with my two best fishing buddies. I know we're not fishing right now, getting ready to deer hunt, but this is Tucker Garner, and this is James Garner, and these are my fishing buddies. And like 6 or 7 years ago, we met. We're getting into talking about that for a second, but right now we're on James's property here in Central Florida, and I'm getting ready to do some deer hunting. And I'm going to see if my bow's adjusted. Okay, see that target? Oh, son, hey, I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to go. Hey, listen. Well, okay, we'll talk about the hunting, I guess, first.
Okay.
What didn't you have a camera that had a bunch of pictures on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Central Florida. It's a bow season, and he has cameras. How many you got? Several cameras, right?
Yes, sir. We got 6 or 7 cameras set out right now on several different spots.
Look at this big deer.
This is
the
one you're gonna stick.
Look, this is the one I'm going to hunt. You going to put me on this one today?
That's the one you're going to get.
Now, this is a camera. It was in the middle of the night, though.
Right.
But do you think the deer's going to be out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To the same spot?
Yeah.
Now, you have feeders on the property, but here in Florida, you can't hunt the feeders.
That's right.
They're away from...
They'll be a few hundred yards away from where we'll be hunting, I guess.
I think the rule is, at least 100 yards.
So, yeah.
100 yards. Well, now, I guess the afternoon is coming up. We've got an afternoon hunt. What do you think of the chances for that?
Yeah, I think we've got a northeast wind. We're going to be hunting down towards the creek bottom, probably put you in a blind down there. We got some good trails, got some good scrapes and rubs, and I think you're going to get a nice one.
And look at that target. I got a bullseye.
Right, bullseye. Yep.
Okay, now listen. We met 6 or 7 years ago when we were at A1. We went down the retention area below Lake Okeechobee. And James called me and said, listen, I got an 11-year-old son at the time. He's a crackerjack fisherman. He's going to be a pro fisherman. I said, oh, yeah, okay. And we got out there in a little John boat.
That's right.
And I'm thinking there, I said, okay, let's see how this boy does. 11 years old, 7 years ago. 7 years. And 6 casts in a row.
Yep.
Catches 6 bass. Bigger than what we caught. In fact,
right.
James, his dad, and I, Tucker beat us.
Yeah,
he beat us for the day. You know,
yes, sir.
I was running the back of the boat anyway. We really had a day, and we kind of put Tucker up front,
right?
And he really showed his merit because he ended up catching 25 bass.
Yes, sir, a whole bunch.
Yeah, you caught a whole bunch of bass. Now, since then, what's happened with your fishing career? Tell us what happened.
Yes, sir. Started fishing tournaments and doing well, and caught a bunch of big bass since then. And
well, you're on the high school team, right?
Yes, sir.
And with the high school team, you led it. No, you were second place last year.
On Harris. Yep.
Second place last year. You're pretty high this year.
Yes, sir.
Now, also, he's graduating from high school this next semester, or whenever it is, in May. And you'll also have your AA degree from college because he's taking college credits as well. And my granddaughter, Amelia, is graduating as well. She's exactly your age, and she also will have an AA. So it's like a similar kind of deal. And then my other granddaughter, that's Hillary, she's at the University of Alabama. She's a sophomore, and she's on the fishing team. Wow. So maybe you'll end up on a fishing team, one of the college fishing teams. That'd be good. Now, I'll tell you this, Tucker, since then, we've made an annual fishing trip. I've also hunted with you guys a couple times now. And Tucker has actually outfished both of us for the whole time that we've been together. And it's been really a special event with that. Now, also, you have a good education. And one thing that you said, you'd like to see Tucker become a professional fisherman. Right. And what I tell you, I said,
education.
Education.
Right.
Now, you have a college degree, and I got a college degree. We want to see Tucker to get a college degree. You can go into anything you want to do after that.
Yes, sir.
But get a good education and get yourself firmly established. Also, you're a banker.
That's right.
And as a banker, there's another little thing. He's a gun nut. He's an absolute gun nut. And guess what? On the second or third trip we went to, he gave me a tip. I said, well, usually I get some money. You know what he gave me for a tip? A carry pistol. A carry pistol. That's a 380 carry pistol. Loaded. Ready to go. Now, Governor DeSantis has passed a new rule. And what is it?
I believe it's called constitutional carry, but anyhow, as long as you can legally own a firearm now, you can carry one, which is great. I think every American that can legally own one should carry one.
Well, now you're a gun nut. You got about 100 different guns. Are you carrying?
Of course I am. I've got my Glock 9mm.
Ooh, Glock 9mm. Look at that baby. Isn't that a beauty? Woo, son. And last week you had a little incident in the parking lot. What? Now how'd that go?
Just a guy that was kind of rough. He looked like he was wanting to cause some trouble. So I was coming out of the grocery store, and he was waiting at my truck for me. And instead of trying to get in a fight or to brandish a firearm, or anything like that, I just looked at him and I said, "It's a great day to carry a Glock, isn't it?" And
A great day to carry a Glock. And what happened? The guy took off.
He took off. He realized that was not a good thing.
And it's kind of what we've said. If everybody it was mandatory, everybody in this country carry a pistol, it'd be a lot less crime.
That's right.
But anyway, that's a big deal. Now, also you've done so much deer hunting and so much hunting. You hunt Georgia, you hunt all over the whole country, and so you're quite an accomplished deer hunter. How many deer do you think you've killed?
Oh, I have no idea. I've been hunting since I was 12 years old, I guess. So I've harvested several animals every year since then. And
well, he's killed a lot more deer than I have. And I know Tucker, you got some nice ones too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
killed some good deer.
I got my biggest deer last year. I was in Kansas, and so
nice.
I got to finally get a big one.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we're talking about fishing, because actually what's happened this whole week is that there's been some great fishing. I was over at Lake Okeechobee just this last week, and they were pumping water the first time I got over there. And from 7:30 to 9, I caught 35 bass, and up to 5 and 6 pounds. And then they shut the water down.
Yep.
So we caught some more fish that day. We went back over to Headwaters and did the shiner deal and did top water and did worms, and that was pretty good. We ended up with a good day. But now, then I went to Okeechobee, and then there was a little bit of water coming in from the Indian Prairie Canal and from the Harney Pond Canal and from the main Rim Canal. And boy, I had this couple, and they couldn't fish real well, but I put a big old heavy 1 ounce weight on there.
Yes, sir.
And we gave them a Carolina rig and just let them throw it out there and just drag it along slow. Doom. She caught 6. The other guy caught 10, and they were just tickled to death.
Oh yeah.
Not real big, 3.5 pounds, but still, that was good. Now, what happened to you this week?
Yes, sir. I was fishing over there on Winter Haven chain, a similar pattern, a running water bite, and it was just absolutely fantastic. I was catching 60, 70 bass a day, and my best 5 one day went a little over 25 pounds.
5 fish. Now that's 5 bass that'll average 5 pounds a piece over that, and that's a lot. That's more than a normal deal. That's super normal.
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't happen. Are you going to go back over?
Yes, sir. Next week, right when I get back home.
Now, what were you looking for when you found that water moving? What kind of deal?
Any kind of place on the sides of the seawalls or in the canals that the water might be blocked, where fish could be sitting. Now I'd just throw a crankbait or a spinner bait or even a topwater plug right in them areas, and they would eat it. Just every place you found like that would have fish.
But you had to have like a little eddy.
Yes, sir. It had to, where the water slows a little.
Okay. What about along the bank? Any kind of eddy that you'd see along the bank?
Yes, sir.
Kind of deal.
Any kind like that.
Yeah. Well, now, how many different canals did you fish?
Oh, probably a dozen.
Oh, and they were all
flowing water.
All flowing water.
If the water wasn't flowing, because there were several that wasn't flowing good, they just wouldn't be in them.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back over to Okeechobee. Actually, my next guide party is on Headwaters. So I'm going to take some shiners as just a backup.
Yep.
But I'm going to usually, my normal day is I start off with topwater, either a devil's horse or a frog. And then I go to a swimming worm. Mm-hmm. Then I go to little swim baits, which are really good. And that's been a good pattern at Okeechobee as well. It's just a little small 4 or 5 inch swim bait, say on an 1/8 ounce weight, just kind of right on the top, right over the hydrilla, and right through the reeds and stuff like that on lily pads as well. So anyway, that's been a really good pattern. But anyway, we're getting ready to go deer hunting.
Yes, sir.
Getting ready to go fishing. Well, now, so you're gonna win a tournament. That's the whole key. We talked about it before. To get somewhere in this game, in the fishing game, to become a professional fisherman, you got to make your mark. You got to win those tournaments. You've won a couple tournaments already,
yes,
and you're doing pretty good if you in the high school format. But then the college format is just a bit. Wouldn't it have been great if we'd had that in our college?
Oh man,
wouldn't that? Can't you imagine?
Yeah, I wish we had. Yeah.
And there are so many more young people that are taking advantage of this, just like Tucker is, and just like my granddaughter Hillary. They've taken advantage of the high school and going on to the college, and then eventually probably into the more professional end of it. But anyway, folks, that's kind of what's happening in my world. Listen, if you would, and I will give you some good information on fishing, but if you would hit that likes button, because it's the engine of opportunity for us. I mean, my people like Bass Pro Shop Frog Talks people, my Spike It people, all these people, they need those likes. And so if you would just hit that likes button. Hey, thanks for watching.